Mom? What is it? What's with all the calls?
Oh, for crying out loud. You finally got back to me. I called you 1,000,000 times. Why didn't you answer?
Sorry, I was at work.
How is it that a woman can ignore her mother-in-law's phone calls?
I didn't mean to ignore your calls. I put my phone on silent mode when I'm at work, so I didn't notice.
That's a problem. You never know when I might need to get a hold of you in emergency.
Well then, what was the emergency?
I wanted you to get me some milk on your way home from work.
Huh? That's your emergency?
Something wrong with that?
No, if you want me to buy something for you, just text me or something. I can check after work.
Then I don't know what time it will be. I wanted to contact you right away.
But you don't have to call me at work.
You listen to me. What's more important, me or work?
I can't answer that question.
That's the point.
What?
That's where you say, my mother-in-law. You're not very likable. Why don't you quit your job?
Huh?
Why don't you just become a housewife?
Why are you suddenly talking like that?
You're always saying work, work, work. You're not fulfilling your duty as a wife at all.
I'm not doing anything special, but I'm doing the usual household chores, like cooking, laundry, cleaning, etc.
Well, what about children?
What?
The reason you haven't had a baby yet is because you're too busy with work, right?
I don't think that's the problem.
Are you guys trying to have a baby?
Well, that's a private matter between my husband and I.
Oh, children are not just a married couple's problem. My son is our precious eldest. We need you to give birth to a boy and an heir.
I did not get married to have an heir for you.
Oh dear. Don't tell me you don't want a child just because you want to keep working.
I do want to have children someday. I just can't do it alone.
What's that? Are you trying to say that it's my son's fault that you can't have children?
Well, my break time is almost over. I have to go now. I'll get some milk on the way home.
Hey, Madison. Wait a minute. I'm not done talking yet. Madison!
Mom, looks like you called me a bunch of times again. How can I help you today? I told you to text me if you needed shopping done, didn't I?
Oh, you are still being a smart aleck. But I'm not asking you to go shopping today. I want you to come home right now.
Excuse me? What's wrong?
It's supposed to rain this afternoon. I need you to take the sheets off the clotheslines.
You want me to come home for that?
Yes.
You're at home, right?
I'm home.
But I have to go all the way home?
I hurt my shoulder yesterday. I can't lift my arm high enough. So I guess you're going to have to do it. Come home before it rains. You don't want the sheets you washed to get ruined, do you?
I can't come home now.
Why not?
I have an important meeting this afternoon.
Oh, come on. Aren't you worried about my health?
No, it's not that.
You want me to force myself to take in the laundry? Even if the pain gets worse and I have to go to the doctor? And you're fine with that? You're a terrible woman.
So I told you that's not what I'm saying. However, I can't ask my boss to let me leave early to take in the laundry. If you can't do it, just leave it as it is. If they get wet, I'll just wash them again.
Just as I thought. You're a terrible homemaker. What is to become of me? You use work as an excuse and don't even try to help.
No,
Meetings are just a bunch of nonsense, aren't they? It's a waste of your time to attend. Wouldn't you rather go home and do your chores?
what are you talking about? It's a monthly planning meeting. I can't miss it.
I'm disappointed. We live together. What's the point of living together if you aren't going to do the housework?
You say living together. It was you who wanted to live with us, wasn't it? I would have been more than happy to live just with my husband while we were newlyweds. But after my father-in-law passed away, you said you were lonely being by yourself. You forced us to move in with you because of that.
What do you mean forced? You're my daughter-in-law. It's only natural that the eldest son and his wife and their parents live together. Oh, God. I knew I shouldn't have let my son and you get married. You challenge your mother-in-law and cut corners on housework. Why do you keep working after getting married in the first place?
To make a living? I have to earn money for you.
What my son earns would be enough. Why won't you quit your job because you want to be extravagant anyway, right?
That's not true.
Oh, no. While we have been texting, the clouds have been getting thicker. Madison, please hurry home.
I can't leave early.
Huh?
Please give up on the laundry. Well, I'm going to have lunch now. Excuse me.
Madison. Contempt for your mother-in-law like that? Remember that.
Mother, what on earth are you thinking?
Oh, Madison, what's wrong?
I heard you came to my office today.
Yes, but what? What's wrong with going to see my daughter-in-law?
It goes against all common sense to come to someone's office. What's more, you said you just came to check on me. It's not like a class visit for kids. The receptionist was appalled too.
What are you talking about? You're always talking about work, work, work. I went to see how busy you are. I went to check. Then I was told that you were out of the office. I went all the way to the office to check on you, but it was a wasted trip. Well, you were probably out skipping work anyway.
I wasn't skipping work. I was at a client's office for a business meeting.
I'm not so sure about that. I think you should quit your job after all.
Why are you bringing this up again?
If you're not working diligently at the office, go home and do your duty as a wife. And you need to hurry up and have a baby and raise it too.
That's enough.
Huh?
I don't work for fun. I work hard for my family.
For your family? What a joke. After all, a woman's work doesn't pay much. I'm sure you don't make much money.
That's enough. I don't want to talk about work with you anymore. From now on, do not call me at work for trivial things. And don't you ever come to my office when you have no business there either.
What? You're a big jerk? Oh, God. I feel sorry for my son who married such a sassy wife. Why don't you just go ahead and get a divorce? Hey, Madison, I have something important to tell you. Reply to me right away.
Mom, what is it about? If it's about doing the housework again, can we talk later?
It's not like that. I just got a call from my son. He said you haven't given him his allowance.
What? Allowance?
You're the one in charge of the family finances, right? And you don't give him an allowance? Why are you being so mean to him? I heard there's a company party tonight. My son can't attend because he doesn't have any money. He's so sad.
No, I
told you. Men have a lot of socializing to do. I told you to give him a generous allowance. You both work, so there's no need to be stingy with my son's allowance.
Just hold on 1 minute.
No need to make excuses. I can't take it anymore with a she-devil like you. From now on, I'll live with my son alone. I'll keep my son's paycheck. I'll take care of the family finances.
I don't think that's possible.
Why not?
You mean your son will support you, right?
Yes.
I think it's gonna be hard for both of you to live on his salary alone.
Hey, you're making fun of my son. You horrible woman. I don't even want to see your face anymore. Hurry up and divorce my son and get out.
Are you sure about that?
Huh?
Oh, thank God. Now that I have your permission, I can leave without worrying about anything.
What do you mean?
Actually, we're already divorced.
Huh?
He said he would tell you. I didn't dare to say anything, but I guess he didn't tell you yet.
So, what do you mean already divorced?
He was having an affair.
What?
I had suspected for a long time. About a week ago, he admitted to having an affair and we're divorced. I'm a fool for not seeing it before we got married. He was dating a classmate from college for a long time. I was too timed.
No way.
It's true. I hired a professional investigator to look into it.
I can't believe it. My son wouldn't cheat.
I can understand why, as a mother, you don't want to believe it. But I'm sorry to say that your son is a scoundrel. Despite the fact that he has a wife, me, he was repeatedly meeting with his lover and spending a lot of money on her. By the way, I've never received any money from him since we got married.
What?
Rent and living expenses are all paid from my salary. That's why I couldn't quit my job even if I wanted to. I asked my husband to pay half of our living expenses. He said he couldn't because he needed a lot of money for socializing with work associates. He lied about that. It was all spent on gifts for his girlfriend and money for his cheating trips.
I didn't know. I thought you were the one wasting money and being stingy with my son's allowance.
So I will gladly agree to a divorce. I won't have to pay for any more expenses. I have no intention of living with someone who cheats on me any longer.
Wait a minute. Just in case, don't you think talking it out would be a good idea?
Why do you want to discuss it now? We've already gone through divorce proceedings.
Because how can you divorce him on your own without consulting me?
But, mother-in-law, you wanted me to divorce my husband, right?
Well, that's,
Then you got what you wanted. It all worked out, didn't it?
But
I was busy with work. I couldn't find a new place to live even after the divorce was finalized. So I had no choice but to continue living in that house. Recently, a friend of mine showed me a good place to live. I'm moving out tomorrow. I thought it would be troublesome if my mother-in-law tried to keep me from moving out. But you told me to move out. It looks like there was nothing to worry about at all.
wait a minute, Madison.
Well then, I'm leaving tomorrow. Thank you for everything, even if it was only for a short time.
Madison, it's been a while. It's me. Do you remember me?
Oh, you're my ex-mother-in-law, aren't you? It's been a while. How can I help you?
Well, you see, I have a favor to ask.
What? A favor?
Will you marry my son again?
Excuse me? What happened all of a sudden? As I recall, you called me a horrible woman, didn't you?
Forget about the past. I finally realized it after you left home. You are the only one who is suitable to be my son's wife. There aren't many hardworking, solid women like you, no matter how hard you look.
No. What are you talking about after harassing me so much?
I'm sorry about the past. Please get back together with my son.
Didn't your son remarry the girlfriend he cheated on me with?
About that? Right after he divorced you, she left him.
Oh my.
My son was ready to marry her. He was so depressed because of the rejection. Apparently, she wanted my son's money. He paid you compensation and his savings ran out. And he had to pay for everything you'd given him. Now he has to pay for everything himself. And when he finally ran out of money to spend on her, she simply dumped him.
Wow, that's too bad.
So, Madison, can you come back now? My son regrets it. He wishes he had never left you.
I refuse.
Oh no. My son still loves you.
I have no love for your son.
Don't say that. Let's live together as a family again.
I'm not kidding. I don't want to live under the same roof with you who enjoys bullying the wife.
I apologize for being mean to you.
There's nothing I can do about it.
I'll be nice to you from now on.
I have a husband.
Huh? Madison, you got remarried?
Yes, I did. I got married last year.
I didn't hear anything about that.
I don't have to tell you, a stranger, do I?
Then leave your current husband. Marry my son again.
Huh?
Because if you just got married last year, you don't have a child yet, right?
I'm 6 months pregnant right now.
What's that? Madison, you can get pregnant.
Both I and the baby are doing well.
When you were married to my son, you didn't get pregnant at all.
Well, at the time, your son was crazy about the woman he was cheating on me with. We rarely slept together.
Oh no.
That's why it's impossible for me to get back together with your son. If you want a new wife so badly, why don't you check out a dating app?
Well, then, will you lend me some money?
Huh? What is it this time?
I can't live on my son's salary. Madison, it seems you made a lot of money. Can't you help us, even if it's just a little bit?
Why should I help you guys? If you need money, go to the bank and borrow it.
Banks won't help us anymore. I've already borrowed from a lot of banks. I can't get approved anymore.
Then I guess you'll just have to let your son earn his keep.
No, he doesn't have a job now.
Oh, he quit his job?
He was fired. The debts weren't getting any lower. He had to dip into the company's money. He lost his job and his girlfriend dumped him. He's holed up in his room.
Why don't you go to work?
No one will hire me at my age. I've only ever been a housewife. Hey, Madison, you and I were mother-in-law and daughter-in-law, right? You can at least help me.
The relationship between mother-in-law and daughter-in-law is a thing of the past. I have no reason to help you. I'm sorry, but you'll have to find someone else.
No. You're the only one I can rely on. We were cut off from the rest of the family. Rumors of my son's infidelity have spread among the relatives.
Well, no one wants to have anything to do with insane parents and children like you guys. I don't want anything to do with you people either, so...
Then what should I do? I wish my son would at least work. He's in a daze every day, and it's like he doesn't even have the energy to live. And yet, we still need money to live on, and our debts are only going to increase. At this rate, we will have no choice but to become homeless.
Well, that was going to happen sooner or later.
Your ex-husband and ex-mother-in-law are in trouble in front of your eyes, and you just abandon them so easily?
I'm a stranger who has nothing to do with this. I think you were wrong in the way you raised your children in the first place. He didn't even put any money in the house, and he cheated on me all the time. And then, when things don't go his way, he shuts himself out. I have zero sympathy for him.
Don't say that and help me, please.
I can't.
Madison.
If you bother me anymore, I'll call the police and file a report for harassment.
Wait a minute, then give me just one chance. I want you to let me apologize in person, not by text. Then you'll understand that I'm seriously sorry. My son wants to see you.
You are persistent. I will block all texts, phone calls, and emails from you and your son. Well then, I wish you all the best in your struggle for your beloved son.
Wait, Madison, please don't abandon me.
My ex-mother-in-law worked part-time to support her recluse son in paying off his debts. The other day, I happened to see her on the street. I was surprised to see that she looked like a different person. She used to be fat and fair-complexioned. She had lost weight, her eyes were sunken, and her face was covered with wrinkles. I felt sad for her, thinking that she must have suffered a lot. But I did not speak to her because she deserved it. As for me, I gave birth to my child safely. My family of 3 is living happily together. Taking my ex-mother-in-law as a negative example, I want to do my best in raising my child to become an independent adult.